We always say that like your Vitaly piece may contain remnants of skyscrapers or car parts because we use 100% recycled stainless steel. So, you know, surrounded by like a piece of recycled steel that we've turned into a table. Something just like this gets shipped to our suppliers and then melted down and turned into a piece of jewelry. And we've let that actually dictate what the brand looks and feels like. Hi, I'm Zack Vitiello and I'm the creative director at Vitaly, and this is my creative outlet. My background is in art direction, which incorporates a lot of graphic design, a lot of photography, film. So when I met Shane and Jason, I had very little skill, I would say, in terms of like I had never done photography at all, and they had very little money to pay me. But I was like, I want to shoot for you. And so it worked out really well because I was like, well, I have no portfolio and you have no money. So like this is a good deal for both of us. By the time they had grown the brand to the point where they could hire an employee, I was the first employee that they hired. For those who don't know, Vitaly was like really big in the club scene like a decade ago. Like that's sort of how we started. So Shane and Jason and I were always going to clubs, and Shane would like bring a handful of rings to like the rave, and he would just be handing them out. Somebody would compliment it, like, because we used to have these like crazy 2-finger rings, and he would just like reach into his pocket and hand them one. And that's sort of how the brand spread through the city organically. When we're making the pieces, they're for everybody, and they're literally just designed to be like body armor almost. You know, sometimes we put out like ear cuffs or neck pieces where at first glance it wouldn't even register necessarily as a piece of jewelry. It kind of might just look like twisted scrap metal or something like that. I think that a lot of people approach jewelry design with this kind of like idea that it has to be delicate, or it's, you know, it's all handmade, it's artisanal. And Vitaly's taken this completely opposite approach where it's like, it's not artisanal, it's not delicate at all. It's in fact like super rugged. It comes from the process of like steel manufacturing, which is not pretty, and it's like very hot, and there's fire, and it's dirty, and like those are the pieces that come out, and they feel like us because of that. The best part about being a creative director is just how many things you get to work on in the course of like a day, a week, a month, a year. The projects are always changing, but not just the projects, like your involvement in those projects is always different. So sometimes I'll actually get behind the camera and shoot something myself. You know, no matter how far you get in this game, like I still have imposter syndrome like everybody else. I've learned every time I talk to anybody, you know, who does what I do, we all have imposter syndrome, and we all feel as though we shouldn't really be here. Like, how did we get here? I think that if you can look back on your own successes and just, you know, take pride in them and actually be like, wow, that was good work. And maybe it wasn't the best work today, but when you did it, was it the best you were capable of?